What's up? What's up? Yeah, old Buster think I'm talking to him. Introduce y'all to old Buster. Buster is one of my oldest males right now in the yard. It's my stud male. I've been basing everything off of him. Coming down from his mom, which is a dog named Hazel Red. Hazel Red is a dog. She off of Truly Buck on the bottom, which is her dam, and PJ. They call him PJ, but his name is Piblis Jr. Is her sire. If you guys know that blood, Truly is a heavy 357 buck female. That's the heavy Bolio Red Boy Jocko blood. And then PJ is a heavy Hollingworth Bolio Tombstone dog. So his bottom is the Red Boy Jocko Bolio Tombstone, which he is. If you look at his pedigree, he's heavy Bolio with the Red Boy Jocko out. And then his top is the heavy Eli. I call it the heavy Eli because you got he like to piss a lot. He think he's being worked. He think it's time to empty out, but he's heavy Eli on top, coming by way of his sire, which is a dog many know as Buddy, but his household name is Thor. Thor is a heavy bully son Boudreaux dog on top, and his bottom is Niggerino, coming by way of the Ice Joe Bob. So this male right here is a heavy Eli male on top. He got all the Eli, the good stuff in him, the bully son, the Eli Jr. He got the arts. He got the Niggerino. He got it all in him. Heavy Eli on top, and then the Bolio Jocko Tombstone stuff on the bottom. He represent, man, this cross in every way and fashion. I'm gonna tell you, I've never really seen this dog take a deep breath. If you look at how he's built to breathe. He has natural wind, but at the same time, this dog is smart enough to understand when he need to go hard and when he need to pace himself. One thing I learned about old Buster is that he controls the pace. He controls his own pace. He loves to work, but he's gonna control his own pace. He knows how to control it. The good thing is when you do crosses like this, man, you do crosses like this to see really not a dominant of one side, but the best of both worlds. And in this hound, I've seen it. Matter of fact, his litter in general, I've seen how this litter, they displayed the best of both worlds. They displayed, I got half of the litter that you wouldn't know that it had anything to do with a Bolio Tombstone dog, because they represent the Eli family so well with their drive and their intensity. And then I have the litter where they have a combination of, they split down the middle, a combination of the Bolio Tombstone and the Eli combination. They give you what you want to see from the Eli, with being able to finish, but also from the Bolio Tombstone side and the Red Boy Jocko. I can't leave the Red Boy Jocko out. That you want to see the distance, the tail end of this stuff. These are the type of dogs that you want to take out on the hunt, because you understand when you take these dogs on the hunt, they pack everything that you need. So yeah, man, I'm just introducing y'all to old Buster. Buster is I bred him twice. No outcrosses. I just bred him to a little mate sister, and then I bred him to one of his half sisters. So it's been a belly mate and then a half sister. Both females are great females. If you ever seen my page, you've seen both females. You've seen the breedings that I've done. I always keep pictures of my puppies. But this right here ain't about puppy sales, man. This is just about getting you guys to understand when you breed for a purpose, man. You don't just breed just to breed. You breed with a purpose of either incorporating something in your dogs that's going to make your dogs better for the task that you have them for, or improving. It's all about improving. It's improving. You know, if your dogs go out and they hunt wild hogs, if they go out and they are conformation dogs, if they go out and these dogs are hunting small game, you want your dogs to be, you want to improve your dogs to do the task that you ask them to do. And I'm not saying that my blood, how I got my dogs bred is, with the blood is the superior blood, but no, whatever it takes, man. If it takes for you to bring a Jeep dog into your blood, don't be biased to improve your dogs. But one thing about it, just because the pedigree says that this is what this dog is, at the end of the day, if the dog don't match the pedigree or the pedigree don't match the dog, it's physical. I'm not going for what it says on the pedigree. I'm going for what I'm able to decipher in the physical, what I've seen, what I've understand that other people have seen. I want to know that this dog possessed what I needed to possess, not because on paper it possessed, the blood says it, the paperwork says that it possesses this. No, I want to be able to see. I want a Jeep dog to act like a Jeep dog. I want to, when I go to get a Jeep dog and put it in my pedigree, I wanted to represent the Jeep line to the best of what I've been able to find. It may be better out there, but as what I can get my hands on, I want it to be the best representation that I can acquire at that time. Vice versa, if it's Red Boy, I wanted to be the best Red Boy that I can acquire at that time, but I wanted to represent that line. I don't want a Red Boy dog that's acting like or have heavy traits of an Eli dog because it was crossed at some point and the dogs are showing more traits of Eli. I might as well go get me an Eli dog. But I want to be able to, or understanding that I'm not breeding or bringing this dog in my line because the paperwork says Red Boy. I may just bring that Red Boy dog to act like an Eli dog or show the Eli traits because I need those traits in my line. But I got to know that that dog is producing those things consistently. I've learned early, man, I'm not chasing the blood. I'm chasing good dogs. I spoke to it was years ago. I spoke to my mentor, may he rest in peace. Spoke to my mentor, man, when I was first really getting into like good dogs. I got my first good dog, I would say, from him. I grew up with a good dog. I would always tell people that I grew up with a good dog. But as far as looking for bulldogs after I had my one dog, I never forget having a conversation with him, and I asked him, his name was Vince. I call him Country Boy. I say, Country Boy, man, what blood you like? And he paused for a second. He say, man, he live. You know how if you ever dealt with a real dog, man, or a person that understand what they doing and whatever the subject is, and you ask them a question like that, they'll give you that laugh like, man, like, if only you knew. But his response is, man, I like a good bulldog. I just like a good dog. I don't care how he bred. I like a good dog. And it didn't resonate with me at first, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm young. I want a particular blood. I want a particular, you hear the bloods and you think because these dogs are stacked with that bloodline that you actually have something. And no knock to anybody else, it is what it is. But you think because your pedigree is lined up with a whole bunch of dogs that says this name that, come after this bloodline, that's a bulldog. And half the time we've seen that it's not. If you've been in this thing long enough and you've been around dogs long enough, you end up seeing that it's not, And it's good to have a dog that's stacked in a pedigree, because then that could be, you can always build. I believe you can always build, but you got to build with truth. You can't build with lying to yourself. You can't build with being closed-minded. You can't build in these dogs, man. I don't care. I could be wrong, but I feel like I can take any dog from any bloodline, and I think I can improve, because it's not being cocky. Is because I've listened and I heard and I analyzed what the older guys have said. And when you analyze what the older guys have said, one thing about it, the formula don't change. Nothing changes. Nothing new under the sun. If you doing confirmation and you breeding dogs that's not conformationally sound, you're not going to get confirmation dogs. You may start out with a few generations, but because you're not going through the process and you just breeding something because it has the pedigree, and not understanding that, man, I need to make sure that this dog front end is properly aligned. I need to make sure that this dog back end is properly aligned. I need to make sure that this dog head is properly aligned. I need to make sure that I'm not breeding dogs with undershot mouths, with overbites, but their muzzle is aligned. And those things matter, man, because just because a dog got an amazing pedigree, if it's not suited to what you are doing, throw the pedigree out the window. Build your own pedigree. Build your own dogs. Start with a dog with somebody that you know is true, man. I never forget, after my guy, Country Boy, passed away, it was some time, my boy finna drop that deuce right in the middle of the street. But it was some time after that I had done acquired a female. Matter of fact, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I acquired a female, and that's when I acquired my Niggerino female from my boy Rolando Pitts. I acquired a female from him. He had 2 litters at the time. One litter was a litter of he had the heavy Niggerino dogs from off of Jada to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was a double bred Ice Joe Bob stud that Mr. Rolando had, that he had acquired from a friend. I think he in North Carolina, don't quote me on this, but anyways, so I had an option to get these two dogs from these 2 litters. One litter was, I don't think I mentioned it, but one litter was the Niggerino, and the other litter was a heavy 357 buck litter. Well, I knew about buck, but I didn't know at the time what the 357 stuff was. I'm just being honest. I didn't know what the 357 stuff was. So I kind of shied away from that particular litter, and I went for the Niggerino litter. Reason being is that if anybody knows, anybody that done been in this for a while, what's his name? Wildside. Oh man, I can't think of his name. Ed Farron. Ed Farron had a book on the Complete Game Dog book. So I read the Complete Game Dog book, and I had understanding of the Niggerino dogs and what they were. So I read that book, man. I got that book when I was in high school, and so I fell in love with the Eli dogs from there. I was locked. I was Bandit, Rapid Roar. I was sold. Lucifer, I was sold on them dogs. But anyway, so I went on ahead and I went with what I knew. And not to say that the other litter wasn't good, because, man, I had a friend that got a female from that other litter, and she ended up being amazing. So both litters was good, man. But one litter, I think, was more purpose for basing the yard off of. So I took that female, that Niggerino female. I wanted to breed her with my male. I had a Boers male, one of the best males I've ever had, ever. I wanted to breed her, but instead of breeding her with him, this is when I took and I did the breeding with the Eli male. Called up a friend. I seen he had a nice little Eli male. Called him up and asked him what we needed to do to get the breeding done. And a little bit more stuff went behind the breeding, the reason for me doing the breeding. But either way, we went and we did the breeding. I gave him 2 puppies off the litter. He got a male and female. What did I don't think I kept anything off the litter. I think I sent one to Rolando. I didn't sell one, but they sold one from the litter. So sold one. Gave my partner one, and I gave my cousin one. So how many? It was 6 in the litter. I got pictures of the litter. I'm gonna post again. But anyway, so I took and did that breeding. Time goes down the road. I ended up acquiring the one female I got back from my cousin. I tried to breed her, couldn't breed her. She would never, for some reason, she would never take. I don't know if she was, I don't know. She just never did take. And at that time, I had done like 2 other breedings. I had also acquired at this time, well, a little bit later on down the line, I had acquired I eventually ended up going to get the 357 Hollandworth stuff. Everything fall in place for a reason, man. Because maybe if I wouldn't have gotten the Niggerino breeding first, then I would have missed out on one of the best producing females that I had, which is Hazel. But make a long story short, so we knocked the breeding down. We busted down. Years pass. I get one of the males back. I get one of the males back from the breed, and my kids called him Thor, but his the guy that had got him, because the kids name all the dogs. The guy that hadn't got him, he named him Buddy. So we got Buddy back. Now at this time, Hazel is the one female I went and got from the other female I went and got from Rolando. The Pibblage, which is this male right here, his mama. We get her. She come of age, her second heat around, and we breed her to Buddy, which is like I said, his house name is Thor. So we breed her to Buddy. Breed her to Buddy, we get that litter. From that litter, man, I get some females, some males. That's really, really, really nice, man. I love that litter. So that's this litter right here, man. The Buddy, the Eli, Niggerino dogs to the Bolio Tombstone, Red Boy Jocko. And it just, what I'm saying, it's just a beginning of, what I actually got in the yard, man, because I like everything that they're producing. They produce well. Smart dogs that really want to work. And I'm satisfied with what I got. Definitely satisfied with the dogs, man. And like I say, I'm gonna be doing some more breedings with them. Majority of my breedings are in-house breeding, man. I'm not into selling dogs. I tried it. I don't like it. I'm stingy. I take too much pride in what I do. You know, if one call me crazy for that, so be it. But ain't nobody gonna treat your stuff like you treat it, man. Ain't nobody gonna work your dogs like you work it. Ain't nobody gonna. I take pride in these dogs, man. These dogs done took some time, energy, a few arguments with the wife. Nah, I done invested too much in these dogs. Now, it's been times where I'll dish them out to partners that I know that's good with these dogs. But as far as just, selling them to any and everybody, man, I'm not that. I don't know. I tried, but I'm not that type, man. I'm sorry, I'm not that type. But I would I just wanted to introduce my boy to the public, man, because I think at the end of the day, when his dog finish producing, when I put him, when I take that collar off of him, man, and I lay him down, and he's on my lap, because I think he's gonna be a great producer, man. His mom, she's still living, Hazel Red. Man, that dog right there, I ain't gonna say I regret, because, man, Rolando, with no hesitation, man, he told me, go to the kennel and pick which one I want from the litter when I got his mom, and he didn't charge me anything, man. So what I did, I sent her back up there, but I ain't gonna lie, the only reason why I regret it, man, because I love the dog, man. When you begin to build a bond with these dogs, you love them, man. You love them like friends. They become your friend. And me and Hazel, boy, that was my girl. We would chill. We'll go fishing. She'll sit next to me. We'll be as the old folks say, we'll be on the fish creek, and we'll just be fishing. But yeah, man, stay tuned, because it's much more coming with these dogs. I'm a little late on doing these things, but, man, late is never a bad thing. Sometimes you need other people to blaze the way for you. You know, you could have had a idea of wanting to do something, but sometimes you need other people to blaze the way for you. So sometimes there's nothing wrong with starting late. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with being the third or fourth one to the party, or the fifth one to the party, because you're able to see how to go about certain things. You're able to see how to engage in a party, because I don't know if y'all ever been to a party. The first thing that happen when you come, and you be one of the ones that get there kind of late, everybody give you the rundown of what's taking place at the party, what's happening at the party, what to watch out for at the party. So, it's a good thing, man. And I salute all them boys that's been doing this, man. I always love to give credit where credit's due. I watched Thompson when Thompson was in the backyard, when he was doing his thing. When he first got a lot of them dogs, Proud Mary and all them, Hustle Man, all them dogs, man, I salute. Who else, man? Around the time, and I think maybe a little bit before Thompson, man, Schoolboy Vids, when Schoolboy first had his videos, man, I was watching them. Tom Garner, when Tom Garner had the videos, I was heavy on Ed Crenshaw, studying these dogs, man, just studying. Had already been in dogs, but I'm a student for the game, so I just was studying, man. I would be at work, and I listen to, I don't think it was on the internet no more, but it would be Ed Crenshaw video, man. He had a 4-part series, and I would listen to it. And then it would be your boy Mayfield. I would listen to the Mayfield videos and watch the yard interviews of Wildside and man, to see, it's crazy. I'm a kind of end the video with this because I don't want to make it too long, because I got so much to say, man, because it's been overdue. To see Wildside video, I think is in 1996, I could be wrong, or 2000 or something like that. To see these dogs, man, that you have on your yard that is coming down from Ice Joe Bob and Champion Ice Joe Bob on one of the videos where they say it was one of his last litters, and in my head I'm like, man, I don't know which litter this was, because I don't know if they named it, who the female was, but to know that one of my dogs dad came out of one of those litters, you know, from Champion Ice Joe Bob, that was one of the most interesting thing, man, is knowing that, you know, and you go down and you listening to these different videos, just getting an understanding of where these dogs come from. Salute to Ed Farron, man, because I believe if it wasn't for Ed Farron and a lot of the breedings that he's done, man, with everything that happened with these dogs, a lot of family of dogs wouldn't be around if it wasn't for Ed Farron. And that's just my opinion. Opinions like a butthole, everybody got them, but it's just my opinion. Ed Farron did the game like so much. He was so much help to the game, man. I think in a sense, like, he supported what Tom Garner did. He supported what Bludgeon did. He supported what Pat Patrick did, and all them boys, because you see at the end of the day, Crenshaw, he supported that, because you see at the end of the day, he had all them bloods on his yard, because he understand one good thing, that a good dog is where you find them. And I leave you guys with that, man. A good dog is where you find it. And I remember reading it in the book when I was a kid, and I understood that it don't matter where I go, if the process is done properly, I could find a great dog. Because one thing about it, the process, it weans out the things that don't need to be there. When you trust the process, it weans out the things that don't need to be there. And man, I leave you guys with that, man. Trust the process. And a good dog is where you find them. A good dog is where you find them. Whether you find them in Bobby Joe Kennel or Miss D's workshop, a good dog is where you find them. Wherever you found that good dog, that's what a good dog was. And good dogs are in many, many places. But if you're not searching, you're going to miss it, because you're going to be blind. It's almost like religion. You're going to be blind. So I leave y'all on that note. Salute, man. Whoever get a chance to watch this video, man, I just want to thank you in advance. You can leave your comment. I'm open to constructive criticism. You know, I done been doing this thing for a while, so it's not too much that I haven't heard or that I'm not willing to hear. But over here, we definitely on a new journey.